Pixel Pumas Pro. We are locals.
We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. And I don't even care.
Hey, hi you guys. Whoops, the door sticks. Come on in. My name's Danice MacLeod, and I've been asked by Victor and Claudia to do an interview for their project, We Are Locals. I'm an artist, I'm a creator, I'm not a business person. I've lived in Banff for decades. I don't do so much painting. I've done filmmaking, live performance, collage work, but my main thing at this point in my life is my music. I've always been a musician. And I have a music project called Bamff with an M, and that's been going on for decades now. So I'm working on a new album. My mother, my aunt, and my grandmother were the artists of the family. And behind me are my mother's portraits that she did of the native Indians from Morley and around Calgary that she did in oil pastels, and she also taught piano on the reserves. And so they allowed her to sit to draw their portraits or to take photographs to do their portraits from, which is pretty unique because there's a thing about the natives that they don't like having the camera take their photo. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm kind of carrying on the tradition of my parents were both classical musicians. I'm not a classical musician. I'm a sort of alternative rock, I guess, pop music, arty musician. The Bow Valley is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Not that I've traveled the whole world, but from looking at photographs. It's beautiful, the scenery's beautiful. I love the climate here. I also live in the west coast in Vancouver where it's wet and damp all the time, especially in the winter. Here it's beautiful with the blue skies and the snow. And the river, the whole town, but it's culturally dead. That's the problem. And so other than maybe a few, there's people writing, they're taking photographs, they're doing paintings, but the majority of them are just the scenery. They don't understand that art is about the concept, and carrying out the concept is what's important. It doesn't matter what the medium is, at least that's what I believe. And there are a couple of painters I can mention, like Mike Cameron and Wanda Ellerbeck out of Canmore. Other than that, the town is full of a bunch of tacky tourist stores with trinkets made in China. The usual, it's been going on for decades. Zombies kind of walking up and down the street, eating their beaver tails, and just doing tourist stuff, because it's a tourist town. But it seems to be lacking the culture that it used to have, other than a few private scenes here and there. Yeah, too bad. Maybe it'll change, hopefully. They're doing to the Bloody Cascade Mall. It used to be wood and river rock, and now it's just white, stark, just bland, like it's horrible. It's lost all its character. And there's good old West Rock jeans still there. It seems like, is anybody else even gonna come back? Probably, but it'll probably be all the chain stores, It's just sad. It's sad. Do I see the potential for the development of musicians in the Bow Valley? Well, not for somebody that's doing sort of weird, out of the ordinary stuff like me, even though it's still pop, but definitely for tourist entertainment, street performers on Bear Street, people strumming along with their guitars, doing mostly covers, but it's tourist entertainment, right? In the restaurants and stuff. And then you get the Rose in Crown, the only place in town now left really to have live bands, and it's 90% cover bands. Maybe some folk singers but it's all cover. To me, it's really boring. I like original stuff. I like a scene where people have invented new music and they're playing their own stuff. And so I don't really see, other than maybe the Banff Centre, which hasn't, of course, been active for the last few years because of COVID, but they get some interesting musicians up there, artists in residence that are doing some interesting stuff, but attending their concerts, especially concerts in the club of the Eric Harvey building, over the years I find still a lot of it pretty much the same old, same old. What do I think about multiculturalism in the Bow Valley? Well, I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. I'm all for all sorts of people from all over the planet all getting together and working together and coming up with cool stuff and creating and doing business together. It's all great. How different is Banff than it used to be? Well, it used to be more tasteful. It used to be less stuff made outside the country. It was just like, I guess, anywhere else on the planet, like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't know, I can't remember back that far, but just like, it's just chain stores now. And even the Cascade Mall has now been redecorated, and they've taken away the Rundle rock and the wood trim and the tile sort of floor, and it's just all sterile white. It's really sterile. It's like worse than a hospital. It's really sad. I don't know who's running this town or who's schmoozing with the town council, but they're going about it the wrong way. They just seem clueless. I think a lot of people move here because they graduated from some course in college on development, and they get a job with the town of Banff, and they have no history here. They just kind of like copy what everybody else is doing in the big cities. And this isn't a big city. It should be a small town, tasteful, with a Canadian Rockies atmosphere. Thank God the Banff Springs Hotel is still here. The Chateau Lake Louise is still at Lake Louise. You know, stuff like that hopefully will remain and not be damaged by being renovated to the point of blasé. Well, I've been in the Bow Valley for decades, but I don't really want to disclose exactly how long. But I am a local. That's why I'm a local. I've been here for so long. Can you send a message for future generations? Well, my message is, don't turn something tasteful into something tasteless. Bye.
We are local.